Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today is a question and answer video because a lot of you have been wanting to know a little bit more about me, and so I thought I'd put together this little thing. So I put a post on the community page a few days ago and a few of you have put in your questions, so I've got them here. So I thought that I will run through them, I'll answer, and then I thought I'd give Mel the opportunity to give his answers as well, so you get an insight into Mel's life.
Post-lockdown,
Yes.
do lots of travelling, lots of treasure hunting. So I'm a metal detectorist, if you didn't know that already, and I like to go metal detecting, so that's why the whole point of me having a van was originally so I can get out there and get to the beaches early, get to the fields early before everyone else. Like when I say early, I mean the day before. Early. And yeah, so I'm the first one on the patch for me metal detector and go metal detecting. And so I'm quite looking forward to doing some treasure hunting post lockdown.
Any places in particular? Do you have a certain place in
Anywhere
mind?
there's gold.
Anywhere there's gold. So if you've got any ideas,
Sorry.
that's all right. If you've got any ideas of where Mel can go metal detecting, then comment down below.
Yeah, beaches, fields, anywhere there's sand or mud. I'm not fussy.
I would love to go to Cornwall. That's the first port of call for
Cornwall's
me.
good. Yeah, I'm up for that. I'll come Cornwall.
Oh, well, there you go then. So will Mel be following me? Sounds like he will be.
Yeah, we'd have a little posse going on, couldn't we? A little trip to Cornwall.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
We're both desperate to get out, as most people are, because
A lot of shipwrecks around Cornwall.
yeah, shipwrecks would
You're
be
amazed how
lush.
many shipwrecks there are and how much gold gets washed up on the beaches.
Okay,
I shouldn't tell anyone, really. I should keep that to myself, shouldn't I?
you can metal detect, I'll walk,
Yeah,
and we'll both meet in the middle.
somewhere. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, so I would say yes, I would plan much more, because even though I did, I don't know, 20 different layouts before I decided on this one, you still come up with problems and you have to jig it around. So I think I would have laid it out in the van much more before I actually started working on it. The main decision for me was actually the bed. Once I decided to have a full fixed bed, it changed everything. So really decide on where you want your bed, if that's the most important thing, or whatever feature is the most important. Get that set up first and then work everything else around it.
So what you're saying is plan it first.
I did plan it.
Plan it and plan it again.
Plan it and plan it again, like triple plan it. And then I did a lot of planning before I actually bought the van, and then I had to scrap all of that because the dimensions were different because of the way it tapered, and there was factors that I didn't remember to plan in. So yeah, plan. So if I did it again, I would give myself extra time to plan once I got the van and not bother planning beforehand, because that was all just wasted time. How about you, Mel? What would you do if you did it
I'll
differently?
tell you what, there is one thing that I would change in my van if I could, and I probably can. It's not because when I build a van, I build it in mind that I can change things around. Nothing
Yeah.
is permanent. I could strip my van out
And do
probably in an afternoon.
that? Really?
Honestly, yeah, it wouldn't take me long to strip all the cupboards out of my van, and it wouldn't take me an afternoon to put them back. But yeah, I could probably strip my van out in an afternoon and then spend another 2 or 3 weeks rebuilding it.
Okay.
But that's how I build my van. I always build my van so that they are modular. I can take them out. Like my entire kitchen unit, I could take that out in a matter of probably less than an hour.
Oh, so that's a good tip then. So
My whole
always do
work
that.
surface with my cooker, my sink and everything, that's the one thing I would change. I'll try and swap those around, because at the moment the mistake I've made is my sink is underneath my overhead cupboard. So when I brush my teeth sometimes, I look up to go look in the mirror and I bang my head on the overhead cupboard. Talking of overhead cupboards,
Yeah,
I think
these
your
are a
bed
bit
is
tight.
a little bit too high and your cupboards are a little bit too low. So if I could change anything in your van,
Yeah, that would be it.
either lower your bed or higher the cupboards.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I built my overhead cupboards, I made sure that my head was clear when I was laying in my bed. I made sure that they weren't so low or bed weren't so high. I spent headroom. But that's only because I'm more experienced than Rebecca in building vans. I know that head clearance is an important thing. So yeah, I would change one thing in my van,
Yeah,
and that's the
exactly.
position of my sink. I'd swap the sink and the cooking work surface over.
And this one's an interesting one because I'm not really a big TV watcher. I do watch programs, but I don't watch television. So I've got a laptop which I'm going to be bringing with me, also for YouTube editing. And I'm a big book reader, so I'll be having quite a few books, much to Mel's dismay. He's been trying to help me figure out where I'm going to store my books.
It's just the weight of the books, because books weigh a lot. So I lent Rebecca my Kindle to try and encourage her to use a Kindle rather than books, but she's still convinced she likes that paper feeling.
Yeah, I'm still
a bit of a lost cause as far as that's concerned. So I'll have my Kindle back if you don't mind.
I haven't finished the book yet,
Oh,
so I'll have to do that first. But yeah, I'm not too sure about the Kindle, so
Carry on.
that was something that moved then. The other thing would be that I would bring a music player or some kind of iPod, so that I could always listen to music on the go. And also I love to draw and paint, so I'm going to be bringing some art supplies with me so that I can do some travel journals as we go different places.
Here comes Bob the Builder.
And now he's just sat there with the engine running.
Turn it off, we're recording.
Okay. Mel, what about you for entertainment in your van? What do you like to do?
Nothing I can really say on camera, but I don't really entertain myself in the van. I like to get out of my van and entertain myself.
Ah, so more about exploring the world.
Yeah, because I always say, I don't live in my van, I live out of my van.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse I can think of than sitting in my van and watching telly or something like that. I mean, I do have a TV in my van, but I only ever really watch it for the news. That's it, really.
Yeah.
But recently, I've not even wanted to do that, to be fair. So
Too depressing.
I don't sit in my van and entertain myself. I mean, I play my guitar sometimes in my van, like to try and keep up me practicing my guitar playing for when lockdown is over and I can go whatever.
And if you want to hear him play sometime,
you really don't.
Comment down below.
Yeah, I'll be in a pub near you soon. One day, maybe.
He's very good. I like his playing. He's very talented.
Thank you, that's very kind of you. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, that's all I do in my van. I play my guitar, and that's it.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm out of the van entertaining myself.
Watch out, world. As I mentioned earlier on with one of the other questions, is that I really like to go to Cornwall, so that's planned. But as for when, nobody actually knows yet until this whole returning to life resumes. The plan is to go to Cornwall and then maybe to Scotland. I think definitely Scotland actually, because Europe is a bit on the back burner at the moment. So yeah, it's just basically making the most of UK travel for now. Most van lifers are having to rethink how they're going to be living from now on, at least for the next year, isn't it?
No,
So we don't know.
I don't plan anything. All I plan on is waking up tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's
if
good.
I do that, I'm happy.
So yeah, that's Mel's answer for you as well then. He doesn't really plan, he just goes by the seat of his pants.
Depends on the weather and which way the wind is blowing.
Yeah, and you just get up and go.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I guess that might be the thing that we do, is when we can, we'll just be off and make it up as we go along.
Yeah, I don't plan nothing.
So shall I ask?
Yeah, I
that
know
first?
I know what you're going to say about your craft though.
Yeah?
It's because you looked into it. She was clever, see. She looked into it and went to her local garages and got prices for servicing.
Yes.
And
yeah,
it seemed the Crafter was a lot cheaper to upkeep.
It was, and also
than the Sprinter.
Yeah, and some garages wouldn't even service a Sprinter. They just refused to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know about other areas of the country because obviously I haven't travelled there yet, but certainly in my area, if I'm going to be coming backwards and forwards from travelling, coming back to my home base, I want to be able to service it before the next trip, or, you know, check everything's okay. And yeah, most of the garages said they wouldn't service a Sprinter, so that's an interesting topic, really. And also, I just like the Crafter, it just looks sexier, so, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think the Sprinter looks better.
Yeah, so each to their own. And also, I just found a Crafter, you know, I found one on eBay and I just knew that was the van for me, bid on it, and it was mine within a couple of hours. And I went over, I travelled to Bristol actually to pick it up, and yeah, I just knew it was the one for me, so I didn't look back. And since then, since we've been doing the build, there have been more and more things that have reassured me that I made a good choice.
Yeah, I think you made the right choice.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, a Crafter has probably definitely got its benefits over a Sprinter, but it's
For what,
like
though?
horses for courses, and it's all down to personal taste and personal budget, I suppose. I mean, my Sprinter, when I first got that, bearing in mind I did buy it as salvage.
Yeah, that's
It was
true.
destined for the scrappy, basically.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, I got it really cheap, and I insisted on getting it cheap, and I've got it on video as well. I did actually make a video about buying my van from a salvage auction.
Ooh,
So I brought
we'll
it.
link it up there.
Yeah, you can do, or up there.
Or up there, yeah.
So I brought that Sprinter. I saved it from the breaker's yard, basically. It was meant for scrap.
But you knew you could repair it because of your
But because I've got a
background.
pretty good mechanical background,
Yeah.
I was quite confident that I could put it right. But
Yeah.
boy, was I in for a surprise, because it seemed every time I drove that Sprinter, something went wrong on it.
Yeah. And is that because it's an automatic as well? Does it have more issues
No, it's
with
nothing
it?
to do with the automatic. It's because it hasn't. I've got no record of maintenance for that van. No maintenance
okay.
record. Although it did only have 2 previous owners, and the second owner is the one that put it into the auction, and they didn't have it that long. They had it long
Okay.
enough to put a new catalytic converter and a new DPF filter on it, because I believe they were led to believe that that's what the problem with the van was. That's why it had no power. It was really lacking in power when I got it. And I thought originally that it maybe even be the turbos, but it turned out to be the inlet manifold had split, the O-ring on the inlet manifold.
I remember, yeah. you
Yeah, and
saying.
it took me forever to find that.
Yeah.
And when I did finally find it, I repaired it, and on a trip to Scotland, my first trip to Scotland, it blew out again. So I then bought a whole new manifold, touchwood.
It's
Since
all
then,
right.
it's been absolutely diamond, but I've spent a lot of money on that van. I've changed just about everything you can change
Yeah.
that bolts to the engine.
So I guess that comes with the fact that you bought it cheaper in order to do it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, that's why I insisted on getting it as cheap as I got it, because I knew that if I spent £1,000 putting it right, I wouldn't be out of pocket. And I've probably spent just over £1,000 on parts,
Yeah.
putting it right. But now, like I say, touch wood, it runs really well. Really well. I'm really pleased with it. I've got no regrets at all. And the reason I bought that Sprinter is because it's got air con.
Yeah, mine
Simple as
hasn't
that.
got
I just wanted a van with air conditioning. I wanted a long. Originally, I wanted a long wheelbase 2014 Sprinter, the one with the bigger headlights. That was my own cruise control. I wanted cruise control and air con. But getting a Sprinter with air con is like there was hen's teeth. So when this one came up and it had air con,
You just
and
grabbed
it
it.
was automatic as well, I thought that's the van for me. I want that van, regardless of having no service history, no MOT even. I just wanted it because of those 2 things: aircon and being automatic.
Yeah.
I love an auto. I'm a sucker for an automatic.
Yeah, whereas this one's a manual, and I'm not interested in an automatic because I just don't like them. So ultimately, versus Crafter to a Sprinter,
It's all down to personal
personal
taste.
preference,
Yeah.
And also size-wise, I know nobody's asked me this, but just consider how much you want to fit into your van, because even though you've got a longer length, the weight is still the same, isn't
Exactly
it?
that, yeah. If you get a long wheelbase Sprinter or an extra long wheelbase Sprinter, you're still limited to 3.5 tonne
Yeah.
maximum overall weight.
So you can't stuff it full.
even though the van's bigger, you're still limited to what you can actually put into it.
Yeah.
And also they're hard at the park, so
Yeah, so you've got to make that
yeah, I've
choice.
got no regrets getting a medium wheelbase.
Yeah, and I think it's a good size for starting out, and then if you want to progress into something larger because you like van life, then yeah, you could move up into something
Yeah, and
later.
a medium wheelbase Sprinter is the same length as a long wheelbase Transit.
Oh yes, you said that
Yeah,
before. Yeah,
definitely.
so there you go. So you could
If not
choose
even
that.
a little bit longer. So although it sounds smaller, yeah, a long wheelbase Transit is actually shorter than a medium wheelbase Sprinter.
Ah, so that's another reason why a Sprinter might be better. Depends on
Or
how much
crafter.
length you want.
I think if you've got no mechanical experience, then get a crafter, because anyone can service them.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
get
yeah.
them serviced at any petrol station, or not petrol station.
Petrol station, any garage. Yeah.
Any garage, yeah.
Which is why I bought mine.
A Volkswagen Crafter is definitely, a better van, I think, than a Sprinter.
If you want
I'm
it, low
sorry to
maintenance.
say, but yeah.
You heard it here first. Okay.
I've not anything in my van. I've got everything I need in my van, but one thing I haven't got on the outside is a roll-out awning. But the only reason I haven't got one of those is because they're so expensive, and
Yeah, they
nobody's given me one yet.
No, we'll
So
have
if
to
there's
wait.
any sponsors out there that want to give me an awning to review, I'll gladly do it.
Yeah,
But it's
'cause it
not
would make
looking
it-
likely, so I shall probably have to buy one. But yeah, that's the only thing that's the last thing I think. That's the one last thing I want to put
the
in my
missing
van.
piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An
And what-
awning and maybe a lift kit. Get it lifted a bit higher.
Oh, what, on the actual chassis?
Yeah, suspension lift.
Suspension lift.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you
Just
meant
so-
like a
just-
lift, like you're just
But
saying.
that's not important. That's just for the looks, really.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, nothing other than because it looks good.
So no winch, no back step, no headlamps, nothing
No,
like that.
no,
No
no,
paint
just-
job.
No,
No?
roller. Use a paint roller.
Okay, so he's happy. So he just wants an awning, and then it'll be
Yeah,
sorted.
awning, maybe a lift kit, snorkel, just to give it that four-wheel drive look.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Mm,
Any
that's it.
make in particular
Take them
for?
stupid stickers off the side.
Oh,
paint
okay,
it.
there you go then.
Yeah,
What about type of awning?
a 3-metre Fiamma awning, one of those windy out ones.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't want an electric one, just a normal windy
Just a
out
normal
one.
wind out
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
What about you? So what do you want?
What would I
add?
want? So what would I
You've
have
got
in my
everything in
van?
this van. Even
I
the
tell you
shower.
what I would like. I would like an awning, but that's not as important. I would like.
A mattress.
I've got a mattress. I just haven't put it in yet. I'd like my side windows put in. That's
Oh,
a job to
God.
do. No, in all seriousness, I think the only thing that I would like that I haven't got, actually two things I've just realised, would be either a hammock that could hang down from the end here, like a swing hammock, or a pull-out table from underneath the garage area on some pull-out runners, so that you could have some chairs on the edge here outside with a pull-out table, so you could sit and have a meal outside. I would like a roof deck, yeah, a roof deck and an awning, and I would like a back step to be able to stand up into the bed here, and a security camera or some kind of outside light, so that if you were outside in the evening or the night, you could have a little spotlight either at the back or at the side. That's something I haven't considered yet, so that would be something that I'd want to maybe add in the future. Just a little outside light. Yeah.
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 Can do
Personal
that.
preference again.
We can do that.
So anyway, if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And also I will link Mel's channel up above here so that you can go and check out
Oh, thank
his
you. That's very
videos.
graceful.
Yeah. And also, if you want to know all about Mel's problem with his O-ring and his mechanical problems, you can go and check out his videos over on his channel. And I will do...
Everything's perfectly fine.
Everything's perfectly fine. Everything mechanical works. If you like this type of video, then please comment below, and we could always do a follow-up one in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
But
not until you got some cushioning.
we
though.
need some cushioning.
We need
yeah.
some cushions. Yeah, give
yeah.
this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Rebecca's channel, and we'll see you next time. Ta-da for now.
Bye.
It's all
He
right,
said,
no
don't
problem.
worry.
Just let me know when you need help. I'll help
I
you.
shan't worry.
Yeah, all right. No, I won't.
All right, okay. Can we carry on filming this now then?
What are you filming?
See, do I look cash? Do I
You
look
look
really
cash.
comfortable?
You look cash. You look cash. Okay.
Bob's
right.
back.
Bob's back.
No concrete tomorrow.
No concrete tomorrow.
whether it's going to be a bit dodgy.
Oh, I was looking forward to that.
Recording. And I'm going to come round. And we'll get started. Come on, think about the buttons. Hi. Is that alright?
Yeah.
You don't seem that happy about
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna have to edit loads of that now.
Yeah.
Chop loads
Well,
out.
I've got like 10 minutes of Dad's engine running.
All the ums and ahs.
Fell into the road. I'm going to get up this way.